911.
I've been
I'm
shot in the head.
Okay, your phone's cutting out. What are you reporting?
I've been shot in the head.
You've been shot in the head?
Yes, by my husband.
Okay, what's your address?
He asked me somewhere far away. I'm out in the country.
You're out in the country? Hi, who shot your mom in the head? Are you there? Hello?
This is 911. Is anyone there?
Location of your emergency?
That's my dance. I just called like 2 minutes ago.
Okay, where are you guys at?
We are heading towards Endicott.
Is your mom still with you?
Yes,
Is she still conscious?
Yes, she is.
Okay, where's the person that shot her?
I don't know. Are you guys almost here? It's so severe. You don't understand.
I do understand, okay, and I know it's scary to look at, okay? They are getting closer.
Like where?
Okay, they're going to be there shortly, okay?
So shortly. She is severe. She's like just about...
Hello. My name is Sarah. On September 10th, 2008, my ex-boyfriend, James LaHoud, shot and killed my mother. She was my best friend. He also held me hostage, raped me, shot me in the head, and left me for dead. At the time, I was living with my mom because I had left him. When I returned home that night, he was in my mother's house holding a gun. He threatened to shoot me if I did not do what I was told. But he kept the gun close at hand as he raped me several times that night. He even shot the gun once to let me know that it worked. Then he made me get dressed. I assumed he would just go. I don't remember being shot. I have no idea how long. When I woke up, I didn't realize that I had been shot. I searched through the house to see if he was still there. He had barricaded the door to my mother's room. I had to break in. I remember her being very cold. I remember telling her I would go and get help. I left the house without my shoes. Someone on the road I was taken to a hospital and don't remember much after that. I was told that because I was shot at such close range, my skin burned immediately, preventing me from bleeding to death. The next thing I remember is waking up in the hospital. It was a month later, and I had been in a coma. As soon as I woke up, I immediately felt that I had survived, so I could speak out and help prevent others from becoming victims. This is why I'm here. I am living proof of how important it is that we do everything we can to keep guns out of the hands of domestic abusers. He had active domestic restraining orders at the time of the killing. AB 464 is the least we can do. The bill will help keep guns out of the hands of people like him, abusers who already are not legally able to own guns. Since 2000, over 50 people in Wisconsin, including my mother, have been killed by domestic abusers who illegally possessed their guns. Domestic violence has caused me pain and heartache that I'll have to confront for the rest of my life. My hope is that by speaking out here today, I can transform that experience into something positive and help change the laws so that other people don't lose a parent or loved one.
I can tell you as a law enforcement professional that some of the most significant and tragic events that we face on a daily basis involve physical, sexual, and emotional violence against women and children. Sadly, firearms have become a significant component of that, not only in the homicides and terrible shootings that we see, but firearms are being used on a regular basis to establish that power and control over that victim. All too often, these firearms are being pointed at victims in a threatening manner. Abusers are pulling the trigger and saying, next time there's going to be a round in there. If you call the police, if you talk to the police, I'm going to kill you. From a law enforcement standpoint, this is a life-saving measure. It's about homicide prevention. We often say predictable is preventable. Domestic violence is predictable. I can tell you that it will prevent homicides from occurring. This is about keeping guns out of the hands of people who commit violent crimes, plain and simple. It doesn't create any additional restrictions. I can tell you that this will not only save the lives of victims of domestic violence and children, but also law enforcement. So I ask that you support this bill. It will make an incredible difference.
I am the one who ends up ordering surrender of firearms. I have looked at the Assembly bill here. What I can tell you about this bill is I'm very much in support of it.
I have a law enforcement career spanning over 25 years, probably interviewed hundreds of adult and child victims in regard to child abuse and domestic situations where there have obviously been injuries. And in the majority of those situations, no injunctions have been filed. So when we're looking at this injunction and surrendering, when they ask for that, they're desperate and they are asking for our extra help. And part of that help is taking the firearms and making sure that that happens. And when we fail to do that, we're failing victims and families that are asking for extra help. I mean, that's why this bill is really important. Already a law. Everyone should be doing it. And honestly, at the end of the day, we've all chosen our career paths to protect and serve our community. This is a very small portion of our community that's asking for extra help. This bill ensures that we do our part.
It sends a message to respondents or people who are involved in domestic abuse. It sends a message at the right time. Sometimes you see judges, when they're sentencing somebody for a homicide or something, they're sending the message to the community. Well, that's probably 6 months or a year later. This sends a message at the time when the abuse is going on. They can't have firearms, that the community is watching, courts are watching, law enforcement is watching. I think this protocol being implemented statewide, I think it is save lives.
Today I'm here as a survivor, an adult survivor of domestic violence. I have experienced the fear that comes when you live with an abuser who has ready access to guns. My ex-husband did not hunt, but he had several hunting rifles that had been his father's who had passed away. After 15 years of abusing me verbally, physically, and sexually, my husband felt he was losing control of me. He never verbally threatened to shoot the children, but he would wait until they were asleep and then walk towards their room while carrying a gun. And as I was dozing off to sleep, I was often awakened at the sound of the click of the gun. Sometimes, as I opened my eyes, he would be standing in the bedroom doorway, watching me as he clicked the gun. My fears were at an all-time high. I became a light sleeper, never falling into deep sleep out of fear that I would not be there to protect the children. Never sleeping and never sitting with my back to the door, always vigilant, always in fear. It was fear that made me leave for the final time. This soon being Thanksgiving, I have much to be thankful for. I still have my life. Many of my sisters do not. I know the fear of having my abuser armed with a gun and the fear that held me in the abusive relationship. The fear that my children would be hurt or hurt their own father. The fear of not knowing how far he would go with those guns. You need to remove the guns from the hands of our abusers. If for no other reason, remove the guns from the abusers out of your own fear that someday your daughter or your son or your grandchild might experience the same fear. No one should experience the level of fear in their own home.